What's up, guys? I want to talk about a very common error on installing E90 rear coilovers. They seem pretty straightforward, but there's one piece that you should remove that a lot of people don't remove, including myself. That black little top hat is where the stock rear springs will mount into. Now you should remove those because the coilovers will have their own top hats, which will mount into the body. But what a lot of people do is exactly this right over here, which is they put the coilover top hat into the original top hat, and it ends up being not completely straight. You can actually use a small hammer like this one over here to go ahead and pop out that stock spring perch, and you should be good to go. Here's what it should look like with the top out of your coilover directly into the body of the car and not with that black spring perch in the way. See, it's pretty flush over there. There's nothing in the way of it at all. It's going to be completely flat and you won't have any alignment issues, and it'll be a better ride. A lot of people, including myself, will see this and think, oh, it's part of the body, it won't even come out, but that is wrong. It comes out with the hammer. This is the correct way your rear coilover should be installed, with the top hat flush with the body of the car. Be a much smoother ride, easier to adjust your coilovers, just overall that's the correct way. Here is the wrong way with the stock spring perch still installed. Ever since I installed these coilovers, I was a little bit confused why the rear spring perch would not correctly sit in the car. You can kind of see it's a little bit crooked there actually, which is not good. But I've been running it like that for about a year now with about 10,000 miles and no issues, including track use, heavy canyon use, and it's been okay. It all makes sense now why that was wrong. I mean, it's very obvious when you take it out that, oh, this is the correct way of doing it. But, no serious damage, and I think we should be good to go just by taking that piece out and putting the top hat back in, and hopefully no issues down the line. Shout out to Richard for pointing out my mistake in the first video I made about these coilovers, and hopefully you guys will not have to make the same mistake I did. I will link that install video in the description below, as well as put a card right in the top right corner right over here. I had to remove my adjustable top hat and Megan Racing spring to get access to this, but yeah, essentially you're just going to hammer it right on out, and it takes a little bit of effort, but as you can see, popped right out, and try not to scrape the body like I did, doing it one-handed, so you know how it can be, looking through the camera and all. So, and as you can see now, we're going to have our Megan Racing top hat fit directly in the body like so. Of course, you want to use that rubber spacer they use as well, a little gasket. In the end, no matter your coilover setup, it should look something like this, with the coilover top hat and some sort of rubber spacer in between it and the body of the car. I wanted to make this video not only because of the mistake I made in my own video, but I've seen a few other videos as well that kind of showed the exact same thing, so I wanted to make it clear that that is not the way of doing it. Should apply to M3s as well, similar setup, and yeah, hopefully that will resolve that issue and people can find this video helpful. The rest of this video is just kind of me working on the car, just doing some basic maintenance, nothing too serious, so yeah. What is up, guys? Today I've been doing a bunch of random work on the 335 that does not really warrant a DIY, but I still figured I'd record some content and show you guys what's up. We'll be doing an oil change today. It'll be 113,000 miles, I think, just about. Only 3,000 miles since the last one. But I was on track in January, so I kind of figured, it would be a good time to change it early rather than later, so be doing that. I'll also be doing a manual transmission fluid change as well. FCP Europe makes a great DIY on that, so I figured there's no need to make a DIY from this channel for that. What else will I be doing? Well, I got into this oil catch can, which is very full actually, over 3,000 miles, which is a little concerning, but probably pretty normal for this engine. What else are we going to be doing? I just topped off some coolant a second ago. I have to adjust my ride height. I removed all my spacers. I'm going to drop the car a little bit lower, I think. I had 10s up front, or actually 12s up front, and 12s at the rear as well. Decided I'm going to go with no spacers and just lower the car quite a bit, especially out back. Recently I got some new Michelin Pod Sport All-Season 4s, and they are actually quite a bit wider than the All-Season 3 like that over there. For some reason, just a lot wider. Same size, but they run a lot wider. So something else cool I did was I made my own little mesh grill. You can kind of see. Let me get a flashlight. There it is. So I made a mesh grill for the oil cooler over there instead of using that jank plastic one, which was totally eaten away by my tires. Between track and everything else, just it was totally eaten through. So I figured this metal one, mounting behind the actual fender liner rather than in it, would be a bit better for durability. So that should be cool as well. Overall, just doing prep for the summer. It is the first day of my summer vacation after my last final was yesterday, which means I have a lot more time to work on the cars and do a lot more driving and some canyons. We're going to schedule a track day even, so should be fun. But yeah, just small things here and there, nothing major. I also fixed my couple. The left side one actually was really slow and in fact wouldn't even engage sometimes because the spring had become disconnected. So what I did was I actually reconnected the spring with a paper clip, believe it or not. I made a TikTok about it. It does come out quite a bit faster now, which can be a little bit annoying compared to this. But it was just coming out way too slowly. There's too much resistance, so it is what it is. I also want to go over all my wiring, like for the motive flex view. I just want to make sure it's all intact still. Something else I want to fix is my backup camera being kind of intermittent. I would say about 9 times out of 10 it'll work, but then sometimes it doesn't for whatever reason, so it doesn't engage. So I'll have to check out the wiring back here, I think is at fault, or even up front. So just improve connections and stuff like that should resolve that. Going to start it up now to get some fluids all warmed up for oil, for example, and also for the transmission fluid. I'll put it in gear for a little bit and just kind of warm it up. This will be easier to come out, and we can get this done more efficiently. Here's my catch can full of oil. Let's see how much comes out. It's a decent amount of oil, gotta say. And unfortunately, about a week after I did the servicing of the car, I started having a massive transmission issue. After finishing a canyon run, my clutch just made this really awful sound along with the flywheel, and it just wouldn't want to go into gear. Clutch wouldn't fully disengage, but somehow I made it home. Alright, so we are currently parked in second gear, the e-brake up. Going to start the car and see how bad she sounds. So that was the car in second. Was struggling. I'm in neutral, and the car sounds totally fine. Sounds normal. That is my normal flywheel chatter from my spec billet steel flywheel. But trying to go into gear, it's actually working better now, believe it or not. I don't hear that clanking anymore. But I mean, that's way too much force. Ooh, geez, see, that's not good. So this video clip is from basically the day this all started happening, but since then replaced both the master and slave cylinder. I've bled the entire system, and the issue still occurs intermittently, so same as before. All that means for you guys is lots of transmission content for the BMW 3 Series coming very soon to the channel, and I'll be dropping the trans, all that, making a DIY about that stuff. And also I'll make a video about changing the clutch and flywheel and all that stuff as well. I know this video was pretty random, combining a coilover fix with some maintenance and of course the transmission issue, but if you guys enjoyed it, consider leaving a like and subscribe for more content like this, especially transmission content for the 3 Series that will be coming up very, very shortly.